And here we are again, stuck in the fandango that is Sherborne. Last time we came to Sherborne, it was disaster.
I would go as far as to say terrible.
Personified.
Yeah.
So we thought, you know what? We're going to give it another go. We're going to dive straight back into that pool of Sherborne and see what happens.
That's kind of that. If I could kind of give Sherborne a noise, last time we went would be.
Now, there has to be an understanding here. Sherborne is very affluent. They all wear wraps, as the man in front is showing us proudly.
And shorts in the winter. I always think that's a slightly...
There is a private school.
Yeah, there is a large one.
A lot of independent high-end boutiques in terms of they sell independent brands that are overpriced.
Yep.
And they have a lot of charity shops, so that it should be a winning combination.
That should be a melting pot for success as regards a reseller.
However...
Zara City.
Here we are in the British Red Cross, which anyone who knows us will know that we refer to as the place where Zara goes to die.
Have we ever said that?
No. There's so much Zara that it might as well be a Zara shop. We were discussing this in the shop, and I decided that Zara would be better off having an outlet of Zara stuff and donating the proceeds to charity and leaving the British Red Cross alone.
Yeah, I totally agree. Having said that, I don't know if I showed you these. It was Bora.
Oh, no, of course you didn't show me them, because that would be proactive.
But they were old.
And they're knit, right?
Yeah,
and they're made in Scotland, yeah?
Probably, yeah.
So why did you show me that?
Well, because I feel like at this point in the video, something happened. Probably like a small person coming up behind me and asking me something whilst you were fandangoing elsewhere.
On occasion, we won't talk about it.
Yeah.
So this is a Barber t-shirt, £9. A bit pricey.
Classic vintage style, postcard style imagery.
Graphic, yes, quite nice. However,
£9.
They 25 to 30.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're doubling up, which is lovely, but not for us. And that's okay.
We're not in this to double it, that's for sure.
We're not. We're in here to dance down the streets with earmuffs on. This is the next one. Is this Margaret or Dorothy? I always get them mixed up.
It doesn't matter at this point, I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
Not a single second does it matter.
I left a bit of walking through the shopping for everyone to get a grasp of...
how I walk?
No, to feel like they're with us.
I really like this, on a personal note, for me. I feel like I can't work out if it was ladies... or if it was just very small.
I left it in because I thought it was a good example of a trend piece that would resell based on style.
See? We talk facts sometimes.
John Lewis is obviously a relatively expensive department store.
This was wool as well, just to clarify.
Yeah, this is a very contemporary padded striped piece.
We sold a very similar piece which wasn't wool. I think it was in cotton from Sea Salt recently.
Yes.
One for like £65.
Yes. So the theory is that for £5 is a solid investment. My face says otherwise, but I am 100% sure that it's a solid investment.
No, you told me. That's why I keep on looking at it. You said I was once your face was a bit like that.
Butter, you know. I think it's women's though.
No, I was trying to think why your face was like that. Why your face was like that? I said I like it for me. I think, and you said, yeah, I don't think it'll fit. That was why you were a bit like,
I was
nudge, wink, wink. It's never gonna go anywhere near you. Chunky.
I didn't realise when I gave you that it's not gonna fit face that it was quite so brutal.
I mean, that's how you are, like every day of my life.
Okay, I apologise in advance for the.
Why do you think I sob and cry so much?
I just thought that's what
happy.
you like to do. I thought it was a hobby.
I like to do that. Anyway, back to the action.
£5.
Which hasn't actually changed.
Good return, £25 to £30. Next up, Austin finds a frisbee. This is how slow the day is going.
Right, this is a Bluebird vintage 1980. I want to say 7. Probably lying to you. It's an 80-something Bluebird Arrow. What is it called? I can't even read it.
Aerobic Sprint.
All right, a robe.
Aerobie.
Either way, it doesn't really matter at this point.
They still make them.
They actually go... do they actually make this brand? Yeah.
Yeah, and they still make this frisbee.
That's cool. This original vintage one goes for around about 20 to 25. The problem was there was about several thousand of them listed at that price. So once again, as much as it seems like a quick, couple quid, let's flip it, you're going to be waiting. Unless you're going to sell it for a tenner, you know?
I've got the brain capacity to list a Frisbee. And if you do, then you are a better human than I am.
Well, once again, I guess...
Horses for courses.
As my grandpa used to say...
Horses
for courses. Simple.
I don't even really know what that means. But anyway...
use a horse on a course.
Oh yeah. So Austin had some jeans.
Why do we talk?
He also didn't show me these, just to clarify.
These were usually skinny fit. They were skinny, like skinny, and they were small size. And I was just thinking...
MIH jeans, or also known as Made in Heaven.
However, these were flared and they were very nice.
Right, great. £4 as well. Thank you, Austin. Made in Heaven jeans, or MIH jeans. I call them MIH jeans. Now, one of those brands that I think is severely underpriced, and you can get good money for them. Not the best money, but I try and push 40 to 50 on a pair because they retail for £100 to £200.
The retail is huge. However, what I will say is that we did slow up on them for a while, did we not? MIH jeans.
There was a flooded market for a bit.
That's what I'm saying.
I like to pick up new labels, so if you do a little bit of research, I'll pull it in for you. Look, I'm helping you out. There's old and new label. New label's a lot more contemporary. It's a lot more vibey. It's a lot more desired.
My flicking through the brands here was I feel like foiled almost by the chap next to me. He was very close to me physically.
I think he wanted to touch you.
I don't know about that, and I can't comment either way. However, I did feel a pressure that he wanted me to move, but I just didn't want to move. I wanted to keep going. So
what's up with Price and Timberland at the moment?
Do you know what? This was very, very nice. It was, you can see the creasing. It's almost brand new, and it was a very, very heavyweight top. But definitely worth it if you put it for yourself. But I don't know, Timberland. People think Timberland is like this real high end brand.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask the question: has anyone ever done any RA in a Timberland outlet? Because the prices dropped to rock bottom in the outlets.
I was just gonna say, I think once again maybe we lessen its value because we are once again there's an outlet near us.
Maybe we'll do like a walk
and it has got because they have kind of high end high street brands. This was cool. This was vintage Dupe.
Dupe does really well if it's spell out or big logo.
That not so much.
This is a Liberty tie. It is floral.
Let me tell you something about Liberty ties.
Don't tell me. I've got an abundance of them that I haven't listed. I'm not allowed to buy any more.
That's exactly what I was going to tell everyone.
Okay, yeah, that's me. That's me with the ties.
Look
guys.
at this then.
This is a knit. It has been debobbled upon arrival in my home.
However,
it's 100% wool.
Peregrine.
It is a Peregrine. Is that how you say it?
I think so.
Now, this brand's interesting. So I call it a knitwear company, but they also make other things. But this brand, Peregrine, I'll put the label up here because Austin didn't care to show you, is...
You missed it. You were talking when I showed the label.
£5 we paid. Is a high-end knitwear brand, but I would particularly look out for menswear.
Yeah.
Menswear is the bestest.
It's where the cash is.
They have some luxury shoes in here. They have some Karl Lagerfelds for £50. They have some Calvin Klein for £40, and they had some Ralph Lauren.
The purple suede Ralph, and I think they were like £60 or £70.
No, they were £40.
Were they?
They were all £40, Austin.
I don't feel like they were.
Karl Lagerfelds, £40, $39.99 to be precise, because it said on the label, and the label
never lies.
Doesn't lie.
You do though.
They actually in very good condition. If you're buying them for yourself, they're absolutely fabulous. I particularly don't like picking up heels at the moment because I just don't think the culture of heel wearing has returned since COVID.
That's a really interesting fact, but I agree with you.
High-end designer.
Yeah, and even at that point, I don't like you say high end design. You're talking about 400, 500, 600 pound a pair, right?
Valentino,
yeah.
Chanel.
So this is interesting. This is a Hackett. What's it called? What's it called? A boat shirt.
I don't like the word Hackett. I call it a deck shirt.
Deck shirt. That's what I meant. I was thinking of deck shoes, boat shoes.
Keywords: deck, yacht, boating, nautical,
and this is a donkey's year old pro training Umbro t-shirt.
How old is a donkey?
Vintage. It depends on the donkey, I guess.
We're in a weird mood today.
Very much so.
Is it 90s? 90s for Umbro?
Oh yes, 90s for sure.
Yeah, big logo. We bought that. It was £5.50.
Something like that, yeah. It will go for around about, I don't know, it won't go for massive money, maybe £30, £35 to the right person. We had a denim overshirt in the same Umbro print, and that went for like 60, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah. They make the pro training is because they're all massive spellouts. They go for really good money.
We left the Hackett at £7 just to let you all know, but it would have been an okay return.
Why? Remind me why we left it, because there was a reason.
Because we found the next piece, and I said you can have one or the other, Austin, because you got too much menswear today.
Yeah, fair enough.
I said because
no, there was something which was, I don't know if it was marked. There was something with it though. I'm saying there was.
No, I think we couldn't decide on the return.
This was why.
Yeah,
this was why.
You.
Yeah,
I just said that to you.
No, because they were very similar pieces. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So this is a vintage Rohan, and that's a small person with pink earmuffs. Don't know what she's doing there.
That sure is a 1990s Rohan quarter zip, but it's not a zip. It's like poppers.
I want to say it's called
zip pocket.
Olio or something. It's called.
It's called Ovia. Anyway, it has a really big cult following. They do a sweatshirt version which goes for about £60. I'm going to list the jacket for 80.
Bazinga.
£10. And we also saw these. These are Loke slippers, and we've previously picked up Church's slippers before, and they sell really well.
So when we say slippers, they're house slippers. So
yeah, they're like posh person slippers.
They actually make them in they obviously make them in leather, but they make them in suede. They make them in leather.
They're like a shoe slipper.
It's like a shoe slipper. It's supposed to be kind of what you'd wear with your dressing gown.
A mule.
As you wander around the manor.
A mule.
But
they're in now nice ox blood leather. They are new and they are boxed. And they were £12.50, and I would ask for £50 back. Yeah. Even though retail is £65, people do strange things when buying on the internet.
And colours get discontinued. Sizes, yeah, exactly that.
Etc. Anyway, so it's called the Garrick Bardo Grain Slipper Mule. Anyway,
How did you guess that?
I don't know. I held up previously a Windsor London dress, which we also purchased. A double pocket shift dress. Is a heavy knit shift dress. I just said that. Paid £8.50, will list for 80.
I used to mention this a lot at the beginning when we first started doing videos, but when we say Windsor London, that particular brand is spelled WINSER, not Windsor as in the place.
We found an emporium, and if anyone knows me, you know I love an emporium.
You do.
And I think they're a great place to source. I think they're incredibly underrated, and that's coming from someone that doesn't primarily deal in homeware, hard goods, antiques, or vintage.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
That's a lot we don't do.
Firstly, I think it's a treasure hunt.
Yep.
Secondly, I think it's fun. Thirdly, I think it opens your eyes and senses to a lot of different things that you probably wouldn't usually look at. Take it like looking at going to Selfridges and looking at designer brands. You can come here, you find a glass vase or a Ming Dynasty vase and see how much they got it listed for.
Or a Moschino
and look out for them in the thrift shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Popeye collaboration with Moschino, £35. They go for about £35, so it's bang on the money. To be
in a retail setting.
They're sort of like square scarves. They seem to go for about.
They're like headscarves. They're not large scarves.
50 on a push. Talking of Kate Spade, we weren't talking about Kate Spade at all, but I picked up Kate Spade the other day, and this is a collaboration with Lennox, and this is the stuff you should be looking out for. They had this up for 45, which is actually a very good price, because on the onlines they're going for 80 to 100.
On the onlines. And once again, as you said, we picked up a mirror literally about 2-3 days ago. So once again, it's interesting how different parts of the certain collaborations go for. I'm laughing because I remember what I said at that point.
Austin says sharing is caring.
Guys, this is a drug-free situation. I want everyone to know that at home.
Teetotal, straight edge.
I'm not teetotal so much, but straight edge. Either way, just wanted to point out these cushions as well. They're very double R Ralph Lauren. You know what? Everyone recently has been mentioning double R from Ralph Lauren because it's like the highest of high they do pretty much. Well, actually it's not, Purple Label is, but do what you do. It's their Western wear basically, and it's very expensive Western wear. Their whole stores are done as vintage stores in like a really weird way. Their stores aren't supposed to look new, but they're new. Look at this. What's here?
This is a peregrine knit. It's a cable knit. It's men's. It's £45. And it's a prime example of how you can find things in thrift shops that you can also find and get the price for them.
It's also a prime example of not putting your cable knit hanger through the actual cable knit holes on the side.
Top tip, pro tip coming at you from the luxury pickers. If you have heavy knits, fold them, guys, because otherwise they go out of shape.
Yeah.
In there is a Burberry hat.
It is. It's Novacek. It's vintage, and I think it's a Baker Boy style. This is a similar one, but once again, they do go for okay money, but less than you think.
You can get more than £45. I'm just saying.
I agree with that.
That's the only comp I could find on eBay, but I'm telling you, I get 100. This was a Ganni house coat.
Old label,
£80.
What would pretty much market value?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, I would say about that. But you know, if you're learning brands, Ganni's a great brand to be a learning.
Ola Keely or Ola Kylie collab with Clarks. That was the shoe I just showed you. They were up, I think, for £40-something.
And they also had some Doc Martens, some metallic Doc Martens, £65, small size, good condition. Obviously nothing in it for resale, but obviously this place isn't made for resale, and I completely understand that. But you know, you never know what you're gonna find. You never know. We found these for Casey.
Louis Vuitton, which aren't Louis Vuitton, but they're vintage fakes, which is quite interesting actually. Interesting because you don't see a lot of shoes and that kind of stuff from this kind of era. This would have been like, I don't know, late 80s, early 90s. So as much obviously the fakes were about then, the fakes were very different, should we say.
You can tell by the excessive peeling of the inner vinyl.
Yeah, and it doesn't match in colour interior-wise at all. To be fair, the funny thing is, back in the day, that would have matched perfectly. It's just aged differently to the rest of the shoe.
It's very interesting.
That coat is amazing.
At Aviator, this was up for £300. Another thing you might find at the boot sales, at the flea markets, at the charity shops. I just want to reference the various places you can go. I know a lot of people are mentioning at the moment auctions. We personally don't do auctions, but we'd love to have a little nosy in auction. Be fun. But antique shops are definitely a missed source.
I agree, for sourcing, excuse the pun. I actually think me and you at an auction live would be absolute bedlam in the best way.
I was actually told once I wasn't allowed to go to auctions by someone else sitting in this room because I would just buy everything for silly prices.
True story.
I feel like I would just have real joy in putting my hand up.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put my hand up. I do some like code thing, like tap my nose.
Like tap your nose like 3 times. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Well, that is. I was going to say Somerton. It's not at all. What is it?
It's Sherborne. And we're showing you a new Ace of Sauce. We'll be back tomorrow with another really good one, like really good.
Tomorrow's is like really good.
Really good, and we also have something a little bit different coming in the weekend. I think.
Oh, maybe.
Our new addition to the Luxury Pickers, I was going to say empire, but it's just we'll get to it. Anyway, see you tomorrow.
Bye.